This is Fortnite running on an Intel Core i9 9900K with 64 gigs of RAM and a 3 gig NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780 video card. Currently, I have it set on the low setting. We're running at 1080p resolution, no frame rate limit, and epic view distance. It is also running on DirectX 12 as well. So this is kind of an interesting one. I don't normally buy GTX 780s. They're a card that has, for some reason, become permanently gold-plated, and everybody wants an arm and a leg for them. I don't know why. I mean, I can typically find 980s for cheaper than I can find 780s. It's pretty bad, at least with the sources that I have access to. So I typically don't buy these cards, but I received a pair of them with a couple of builds that I picked up yesterday, and I cleaned them out. I re-thermal greased them just to make them run a little cooler, and I am doing some game testing. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because with everyone trying to get their hands on pretty much any GPU they can at this point, the 780 is going to pop up every now and then. They're getting a little bit rare, but they are going to pop up every now and then. Probably fairly fancy, cooler versions similar to this. This is a this is an MSI. I think it just says G series, but it's like the it's the MSI. It's the high-end MSI cooler, not the highest, but the high-end MSI cooler, circa like 2013, 2014, something like that. You know, these have always been claimed to have about the same performance as a 970, which I've always been skeptical of that claim, if for no other reason than the added features. But the reason I'm making this video is because the testing I've done so far, I'm really impressed. It's definitely, I mean, if I didn't know that I was using a 780, I would think that this were a 970, maybe even a 980 based on the performance. I mean, these are solid numbers that this thing's turning in. So I'm definitely impressed. I think these are slightly overclocked as well. I don't know how big of a difference that makes, but and then the other thing that kind of surprised me was that it actually is running DX12. I didn't think that these fully supported it. Like, I know some of the AMD cards supposedly support DX12, but when I actually try to run DX12 games on them, like on, for example, the oh, what the heck is that card? Like the R9 280. In theory, I think those are supposed to support DX12, but when I actually try to do it, or if I'm in a game that actually requires it to even turn the game on, it never seems to work. So I'm kind of surprised here. Yeah, this is definitely impressive. So I'm gonna kill the mic here and just have some fun gaming and you know, see what we get out of this thing. Okay, so that should give everybody a pretty good idea of what kind of performance to expect on the 9900K with the GTX 780 video card. From what I'm seeing so far, I mean, the performance is very close to the 970, maybe even higher in some cases here. I wouldn't spend a lot of money for one of these. I know I'm kind of spoiled with part prices, but like, don't go pay $100 for one of these cards. Just don't pay $100 for a 780. If you're gonna pay $100 for an old video card, a 970 is definitely a better bet. But if you just need any GPU you can get your hands on, you got a friend with one of these cards that's upgrading, that's offered you one, whatever, it's a solid option if you just need a functional card. Anyway, though, I hope people find this interesting and informative, and thanks for watching the video.